Alright boys, so it's week number 3 here for Track My Trading Journey. So week 1, we made 9% profit. Week 2, we lost 0.5%. And week 3, we ended the week down 1%. So first 2 weeks of November, it's been pretty slow, but we've been managing everything very, very well. I'm actually very, very proud of myself. Because normally, you guys seen just like the last week that I went over my trades, there was like 4 or 5 trades that I skipped just because they were low quality, and before I always would take those trades, and I always would end weeks with down 3 or 4%, and you stack that with 2 weeks, maybe even 3, and then that's a blown funded account, and then you start over. So yeah, I'm at the point now where I just take A+ setups. Obviously, with my strategy at least, some scalpers, I should say, if you're trading maybe 2 trades a day, then a losing week is actually kind of a big thing. Of course you can still have those, but a losing week's kind of a not very good of a thing for them, obviously. Now for us, we're only taking I'd say about 9 to 10, maybe 11 trades a month. So a losing week, when you have a slow week with maybe 1 or 2 trades and they lost, is absolutely nothing. It's very common. A lot of months we'll have 2 or 3 losing weeks, and then just that 1 winning week where you have some good 30-minute setups or something on a higher time frame, some good setups come into play. It'll just blow that month out of the water, and you'll just end the month with 4 or 5% in profit, and then that's a good month. So my strategy, that's kind of how it works. So losing weeks are literally nothing. Losing days are absolutely nothing, because you just really take 1 trade a day, so it's just 1 trade. But yeah, I'll go over. There was a few positions. I did change something this week. I changed, so previously when I wake up and there's trades in London session that I woke up late to, maybe they retraced, I would always stay out. And I changed it to where I can enter those trades as long as everything lines up, as long as the volume tool is still in, because what I started backtesting and realizing was a lot of these trades will come up, come back down, retest the demand zone, and accumulate more orders to push up instead of just coming down and going straight to a stop loss. So, but only if I would take the trade originally, I'll actually get back in. It's not just I missed a trade, I need to get in. No, but yeah, backtesting, there's definitely some winning trades that you can always just re-enter in, because even then I looked at it, even some of the trades I'll take them, and they almost always will retest kind of where I entered at, and they still win. So you can definitely get in on a re-entry. So that's kind of a new rule I implemented. One of those trades happened this week, and it was one of the winning trades, which was DJ. It was just a simple 1 to 2 trade. So that would have ended the week with just break even, because I'm risking 0.5% on my 200Ks right now. But yeah, we'll go over this week and the results we got, what trades we skipped, and why we skipped them. But yeah, I'll pull up the chart here real quick. All right, boys. So here we go. This is the positions we took for this week. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I literally think for the last 3 weeks we've had 6 trades, roughly every single week, which is crazy. So Monday I'll go over the first trade. I took 3 trades in total, and I skipped 2 of them. So let's start it off with this. I wonder if I can make this full screen. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna do that. Okay. All right, so this is the analysis on this trade. So price was obviously trending bullish here. Very nice clean structure. We had a bullish break of structure here to the left, and it closed above, which is a good sign to see. And then price retraced, swept this liquidity. We had a few candles that did not close bullish, but we had a lot of wicks respecting, and we finally got our bullish close. So we took the position there, and then I forget exactly, because this is my entry and I can't remember exactly how we entered this if I waited for that bottom wick, but my entry got in right about there. So then, oh, that's what it was. I entered on initial candle close, and then right before I entered, it just had a little like push up, so I got in just a little bit cheaper. So this was a standard, I believe it was 2.5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so originally you'd hold this trade, but this is one of those scenarios where you just kind of have to react on what the market's telling you. So we had a nice supply zone right here. Oh. And price reacted exactly to it. Like very strong. We did not close inside. We had 2 wicks rejecting the zone very strongly. And after seeing that, that's not something you really want to see. In coming down, we just had non-stop low volume, just going up, going down, going up, going down, and there was no like news either. So after price just came around consolidated, we just got out of break even. Simple one, easy one to avoid. Obviously, there was enough bullish pressure to blast through the supply zone here. And yeah, like you saw, it just instantly went stop loss. So saved ourselves a loss right there, just simply by reacting to the market. Obviously, you see it wanted to go a little bit lower before continuing up. So yeah, that was an easy one. Volume profile, I'll show you guys that. This profile lined up very good, actually. Yeah, POC was pretty much like right at our take profit, which was like perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. But yeah, like I said, price just kind of reacted right under that POC to that supply zone, and then volume just kind of died out and wanted to go down to the bearish side. So got out of break even there. That was the first trade for the week. That was on Monday, 7 in the morning. So second position Wednesday. This is the winner for the week that I did not take. I believe it's right here. Yep, this is it. Okay, this again, A+ setup. So you have right here, you have a bullish move up, and this is kind of part of a straight line, but not quite. So let me show you guys the difference. When price is bullish like this, and maybe you just have a tiny little pause, you have like a tiny little maybe bearish candle, and price continues up, and you know, maybe you sweep liquidity and you're trying to react off this level right here. There's really nothing to react off of. You want the demand zone to be pretty big zone where price is actually it halts, and you can see buyers step in to push that price up. It's just pretty much an area where buyers actually step in instead of just a continuation to like the upside. So right here, what you can see is price rejected this level. First of all, we stayed around this level for a whole like 15-20 minutes. We had a bearish candle, and then boom, buying pressure stepped in, and a big bullish candle to the upside. So that's a good example of an actual valid demand zone. Right here, very simple. We had nice liquidity right here, lots of consolidation, so lots of orders under all these lows right here. Price broke to the upside, and I believe, yeah, we took out all these highs to the left. Price came down very, very cleanly, and we had a big reaction. So 2 entries on this. One of them, me personally, I wouldn't have taken because the wick didn't tap deep enough into the zone, and it would be a little bit risky. You could take a flip on this just because it's a new 1 hour candle. So your entry would be right there, and your stop loss would be right under that wick. And it's to the point where that price could easily just flip and come down, tap deeper in the zone to stop you out. Just because I like taking flips when the candle at least tapped pretty much the whole entire zone. I mostly like taking flips a lot on like NAS 100 or gold because they tend to fly a lot harder compared to like a forex pair. But I believe my mentor, we got this push up, and then he just waited for a retracement, because obviously if you take this on the candle close, the stop loss is way too big. So he waited for a retracement, which is totally valid. We do this sometimes as well. Like, trade will be valid, but it's such a big bullish move up that you just can't get an entry in. So I'm not looking for a long position. So yeah, I got in on like a slight retracement, like I'd probably right around there or something. I just know right there was 1 to 2. But this is why take profit rules right here are so important. This one followed it to a T. So he must have got a little bit worse entry. Give me 1 second here, because he got like wicked out almost at the exact top. Yeah, so his entry was somewhere right around here. Okay. 1 to 2. Literally, this is why these rules are so important. So your stop loss is 15.1 pips. If you look right here, it's anything over 11, you take a 1 to 2. And that's exactly what you do. But if you accounted for, let's say, spreads, like, oh, spreads, it actually didn't fill you in until up to here, your 1 to 2 would be up here and you would have never actually gotten in. And that's why these rules are so important. And that's actually something I learned. That's something I use now. But yeah, when I woke up, price fell down. It was right around here because I started around like 5:20, 5:30. And yeah, I would have had like 10-15 minutes to enter this position right here. And really, I just stayed out strictly because of that rule I made where, like, you know, if it retraced, then it's probably gonna lose. That's really the only reason I stayed out. And technically, you know, if you would have gotten the candle close entry or anything like that, it would have actually lost. But if you would have targeted that normal, like 1 to 2, and you would have entered right here, it would have been the same exact spot. You could have still took that exact TP. Even though this position is kind of scuffed anyways, it is a position you 100% could have taken. It just obviously would be a lot cleaner if you actually enter when the zone tapped, which was like 4 in the morning. So as far as volume profile for this trade, this was one I believe is right above entry candle, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this one. Yeah, so POC was in our direction, but we did have it immediately rejected it and then we pushed through it. So we obviously disrespected it. And by that time, when we came back down to retrace, it probably was a good position to get in. Now that we clearly disrespected the POC and we broke through it. But yeah, again, it is what it is. But that trade didn't even go to take out its own high. It ended up retracing. Yeah, just kind of consolidated and build up more orders to continue to the upside. So that was that trade. I did not take that trade. Like I said, I woke up and it was right around here. I was kind of rushed in the morning and, you know, I didn't really have too much time to look it over. I just kind of remembered that rules I set to not enter. But yeah, the more I kind of looked at it, the more I kind of back tested, you know, a few other trades that I stayed out of, I realized, okay, well, the trades that I was entering when it came back down, they weren't trades that I was going to enter from the beginning either way. You know what I mean? But if it's a trade that it's 100% valid, it's A+ setup, I was going to enter either way in the start, and it came down in a respectful manner, you know, not from like some weird volume or some weird news or anything like that, then it's good to enter. So that's kind of a new rule I added. So that was that trade on DJ. And then Wednesday, so this is on the 30-minute chart, GC. So this was this was another interesting, very interesting position. My mentors usually don't do this often because markets aren't usually this weird. They've been really weird lately, at least since the start of November, especially. But so I was shocked my mentor even took this trade. To be honest, I would not take this trade. So you have a nice supply zone here with liquidity. I personally don't like that liquidity at all. It's just kind of a couple candles going sideways. I believe GN actually, you know what? Let me pull this up just to show you guys. 12 at 3:30. 12. Oops, sorry. Okay, yeah. GN had kind of, you know, the same type of position because obviously they're both the Great British Pound. I can't speak, but anyways, this was a lot cleaner of a position just because you had actual liquidity taking out lows. compared to something like GC where it was just a couple sideways candles. But yeah, you couldn't even pop off an entry right here at all because it instantly rejected. But price did retrace, and I was up at this time, and my mentor, I think he got in around right around kind of here, and yeah, right around here, and he was targeting major lows to the downside here. I just didn't like that. We really weren't taking, well, obviously that low was after that, but you know, we had two higher lows. I didn't like that price was sweeping highs to the upside. We just kind of had this bullish trend kind of forming. Of course, it could continue to the downside, but like I said, that whole liquidity thing, all that stuff, I did not like that at all. And then I believe, let me double check with the volume profile what we figured out with this one. So that would have tapped, I forget if we drew it from this one, because yeah, but either way, POC was up above your entry, so that's one of those trades that we 100% stay out of if POC is above your entry. And yeah, it just came down, consolidated, and then blew past it, so that was an easy one to stay out of. My mentor actually took that. One of my mentors took that. Like I said, I'm in 2 discords, but yeah, so that was one I stayed out of. Very kind of easy position. It's just crazy to think about, because before I would, like, if my mentor was taking a trade, you best believe I was there taking that exact same trade. Like, I would not skip a trade that my mentor called. I don't care how bad it looked. And now it's kind of crazy. You can think for yourself and just kind of filter out some like trades, and you can actually take trades by yourself. It's so much improvement on myself. It's insane. So that was Wednesday, and then Thursday, this was the first losing trade I had. Yeah, AJ in the 30-minute. Okay, so was this one? Okay, yeah. So this again was actually a very good A+ setup trade. So again, like I said about that whole straight line move, if you're in a position where it's just moving straight up and you maybe have one bearish candle and then you have your actual liquidity sweep, there's really no demand there. It's just kind of a part of a straight line move, because along that straight line move, there's buyers and sellers just the whole way up. So one random level isn't going to do anything. But when you have a level like this, that actually is kind of a bigger key level, because it previously was a bunch of resistance zones to the left, and you have a candle like this where price obviously came down and orders built up and continued, paired with multiple supply or multiple resistance levels to the left, it makes it for a good zone. So then price had nice clean liquidity, broke to the upside, came down very cleanly. And the only thing I didn't quite like, which is still valid, is price did sweep this low and kind of have a push up, and then we came down and took out that low as well. But price reacted from that. We had a nice bullish candle, standard close there, entered on that bullish close, stop loss there, and then this one unfortunately did go straight to stop loss, and that was, we took this trade at what, 11 a.m. So yeah, just unfortunate there. If I pull out the volume profile, I believe, yeah, this one looked like very good as well. Maybe wait, hold on, I might have drawn it from the wrong. There we go. Okay, so I'm guessing this did end up actually changing. This had to have 100% changed. Yeah, this definitely changed actually, because when we entered, the POC was up here, which is a very good position to take. And sometimes this volume profile does kind of change after, like, sometimes like candles change as well, after they close or after a couple hours later, because brokers like update their stuff. But yeah, it did look like price actually rejected from that POC a couple times. That's actually new new to me. I did not realize that. Because when we entered this, I actually believe I have a before picture as well. POC was up at that level. That's why I was like, okay, this is a very, very nice clean trade. During this trade though, we actually skipped on UJ, which I believe, yeah, I have that written down at the exact same time. And I'll show you guys the difference between these two positions, because a lot of times they can happen at the same time, especially on the same pairs and stuff like that. So it was this one did end up losing too, I wasn't sure. So this one, compare this to AJ, where you're clearly in a bullish structure. Price is sweeping highs, comes down in a nice clean manner. UJ here, this was your level of liquidity, which is fine, and this demand zone's great, you know, but price came up, started consolidating, failed to take out highs 3 times, reacted off this demand, and it's just having bearish structure coming down. So what you expect to happen is price, yeah, like we could get a nice reaction, but with that bearish market structure down, price could just kind of come up and continue its bearish structure, which is exactly what it did. So yeah, like that would have been another loss. So we only took it on one pair because obviously this structure was a lot cleaner compared to UJ. But like I said, it is what it is. I didn't realize that, yeah, that POC was right at that entry candle, which is very interesting because I do not recall that being there. It was towards TP because a lot of us actually took that trade for that reason, which is very interesting. But oh well. Thursday, okay, yeah, that was that trade I showed you guys. So yeah, not a lot of trades happened that I took, at least until Thursday and Friday. Tuesday was Veterans Day, so I didn't even trade. A lot of people was just taking some stupid positions. That's why you kind of have to filter out like those days and know when to trade, know when to not to trade. And then this trade on GJ was actually called by my mentor. We all, pretty much the whole entire Discord took this trade. So it was this trade A+ setup here. There's nothing to complain about at all. So GJ was just sweeping all these lows to the left. We had beautiful bearish market structure coming down. We had a beautiful level of liquidity, nice level of supply where price was halted and shot down from, and then liquidity right in front of it. Absolutely beautiful. Price came up, rejected, bearish candle close. We waited on this wick because this was a new 30-minute candle, and as you know, higher time frame candles like to put in a higher and a lower wick, especially on the hour, but 30-minute does as well. So this is the lowest entry I got on one of my accounts, but I actually, on one of my 100Ks, I got in like pretty close to up in this area on that wick retracement, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I just kind of got in roughly in that area on that wick retracement. That's why it's important to wait for those, because A, sometimes they can just stop you out if you don't wait for them, and B, you can get so much better entries. Like there's been times like instead of like a 1 to 2, you can literally change it to like a 1 to 5 or something crazy like that just by waiting for an upper wick. But yeah, the only thing with this trade, again, just like that AJ trade, that now that I realize, is the POC was actually at the entry, and this is something that I'm kind of in the middle of back testing. Let me extend it here to our entry. Yeah, POC right here, boom, rejected, and should stop loss. The exact same thing would happen to that last one, which is very, very, very interesting. Because this volume tool, when the POC is near our TP, it increases our win rate. And when the POC is like, let's say the POC was up here, price will most likely target that and lose. So those two factors increase the win rate a lot. But there's kind of this gray zone that we're all talking about. Is like, okay, when the POC is at the entry, it's like we tested it and it's profitable long term. Out of 116 trades, we made 28,000, risking 0.5%, which was $500. So it's profitable. But when the POC was near our TP, I believe it was 100 some thousand on 200 some trades. So it's a lot more, obviously a lot better when the POC is near your TP. But when the POC is at your entry, it's profitable, but it's kind of, it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It technically loses more when the POC is here, but when the trades that hit, it is like a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 or something like that. So with your actual risk reward, it does kind of end out being profitable, but then you have to look at on the psychology side. Are you really going to skip out on A+ setups just because the volume tool says, the POC's at the entry, which is like pretty much like 50-50, could go either way. It's kind of something we're all working on right now. None of us really know, and this volume tool was kind of something some of us just started using and adding and testing, so it's not like make or break for the strategy. Without the volume tool, the strategy was profitable like an insane amount. So these are still trades that I take, but it's just kind of something interesting to note that like these losing trades, the POC is always either at the entry or above it, which is very, very, very interesting. And obviously it's not 100% of the time. Like I said, that AJ trade, that POC was near the take profit, but it did end up changing. I'm not too sure if that was because it updated, because that's why I was confused, but very interesting. But yeah, that's it for this week. So we just took 2 trades, 0.5% on each of them. I have an account with FTMO, 200K, and then I have that funding traders that I talked about in like one of my videos. I am actually going to keep them because that I read their biggest payout was only $6,000, and that was pretty much false information. That was only $6,000 was their biggest within the last week. I don't realize their biggest overall was 30, and they paid out over 5.5 million in only 2 years of being in business. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep my accounts with them. FTMO, I just trade the strict Forex pairs. I can't trade like gold or anything like that on that. But I'm still waiting on my magic keys to come in. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just kind of trading both of them. It's kind of hard without magic keys, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Very slow to the start of November, but I can't complain at all because we're managing capital very well. You guys can see like all those bad positions that you skip are all just losers, and that's kind of the biggest thing, is filtering out your bad positions with your good positions. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm at now. Like I said, it's a bit unfortunate sometimes if you miss like maybe the only winner for the week. That's unfortunately what happened. That'll happen all the time. Some trades you'll end up missing, and they would have been a loss. You know what I mean? So kind of it evens out, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. I think that's just about it. But yeah, this, at least this week and last week, like I said, it's very slow, so it's a big test on like patience, discipline. I'm doing, at least I think I'm doing very, very good. I used to be doing so bad. At this rate, I'd be down probably 5 or 6% for the month at least. And I think I'm down 1.5%, which is absolutely nothing. Like I said, I don't care if next week is the losing week. I don't care if the last week in November is the losing week. I'm just gonna keep on improving until this works out. I don't care. I literally cannot fail at this. So yeah, like I said, slow start to November. Just markets have just been slow, but government did open back up. So we'll see if that makes really any of change. But yeah, that should be about it. So I will see you boys on week 4. I'll probably post up another video this week. I'm trying to post two videos a week, even though I know this ain't getting any views, but I'm trying to just post 2 videos a week, one my weekly recap and then one just on a topic that I learned personally. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you boys on week number 4. So peace.